if I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have a job to find. And if I work tonight, if I'm so tired tonight, I'll fall asleep when I'm home.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode number 27 of the Lugs podcast. Here we are redoing from last night. I am your host, AJ. With me as always, my co-host with the most, Double R. Ryan, take it away, man.
What's happening, AJ? We should call this 27 and a half, I should say. the Loose Lugs podcast. Little technical difficulties last night. As most of you guys know, I started talking about this a little bit last night about my father being very sick, where his heart had stopped, but they got the pulse going, they got it back going. Found out news today that they took the respirator out. He was answering questions, he was talking, complaining of a little sore throat still, but obviously with having all that stuff down your throat. So, good news. He's still in the ICU, though. Hopefully they'll change, give him a new room here in a couple of days, but everything seems to be on the up and up for my father. Like I said last night, I want to take time again. Thank you, everybody, for the prayers, well wishes, the thoughts, everything you guys have done. Been amazing. And, like I said, just feels like a lot of weight has been lifted off everybody's shoulders now with this now, which is awesome.
That's awesome, Ryan. That's so great to hear. I know how hard last week was for you. We shot a couple text messages back and forth during the whole thing, and it went from not looking good to now looking pretty good. So. Yeah,
he's still not out of the woods yet, but he's on the road to recovery. So,
and that is some great news to come out of your end, man.
I am so beyond thrilled right now.
Oh, guaranteed, man. That's great.
Thank you.
So, Ryan, like we said, we're redoing this again. Last night didn't go so well. We had a lot of internet issues, and I think we've had an episode every week since either Phoenix or Las Vegas. And it seemed like we finally fixed our problem by going live on YouTube. And then for some reason last night, it just started acting up again. But this time we're back the very next day. It's actually been great because we've been able to record the show and then put it up the same night.
Yeah, which is awesome.
So it's been a lot quicker. And besides last night, it was so far so good.
Yeah, because there was times last night you were talking and it's like it Freak on a Leash by Korn. Boom, that's what it sounded like last night. I'm like, AJ.
I'm going to clip that part that you just did right there. That's going to be my sound effect for your rant.
Oh, cool. Rant time. There we go. I don't know, before we started, I don't know if you saw the news. There was a little news about the tires.
Yeah, we're going to go over that entire run.
Yeah. And you know what I do to that? A little golf clap.
Yeah, there we go. Changing the rules halfway through the season, which is what we talked about last night.
But this is a good rule.
Yeah,
because you got people that don't get qualifying. Oh, they're starting on brand new tires while guys are going out sometimes 2, 3, 5 times on old tires.
Yeah,
5 lap tires.
We're going to get more into that a little bit later on. Ryan, how was the weekend?
Other than the fact issue with my dad, it was actually nice, relaxing. As you can tell, I'm going to try to turn the camera there. Sarah and I did a little decorating. You're just going to see the top of my dome right now. But we got some of our die cast up along with our 88 fans. And then we got a couple more on the opposite wall there. So,
yeah, you're not Casper the Ghost anymore.
No, people can't actually see me tonight, which is actually good, I hope so.
That was another thing that happened last night was for like the first 10 minutes of the show, you couldn't see Ryan. It was just an empty chair.
It was like this.
Yeah, that's all you got to see for those who can't see it because you listen to the audio version. It was just an empty chair or Ryan, or with no Ryan.
You can't see me.
He did his best impression of J.R. Smith last night in the Cavaliers-Celtic game.
Don't get me started on that.
Go C's, baby. Go
But
Seas.
I'm telling you right now, not playing to Saturday is hurting the Celtics.
Maybe. Or it's helping them.
I don't like that long of a break. They played, what, Monday?
Just
No,
think,
Tuesday.
Though,
Excuse me,
Cleveland
Tuesday.
has the same break.
Yeah, I know Cleveland has the same break, but Cleveland also has time to get LeBron. LeBron took a shot last night to the chops right there, and he's got time to recover, be the king, and go dominate at home.
Who tried to have his own Paul Pierce moment last night?
No, I wouldn't go that far.
I don't know, man. That's a neck strain. You left the court for a neck strain? Oh,
Damn.
my God. Come on. And, the worst part is I just started giving LeBron credit and respect for what he's been doing lately.
Carrying a team by himself.
Then he goes and pulls that BS.
Yeah, but like I said, it's still a long series to go. The Celtics still have to win 2 more.
I'm telling you, the Celtics win Saturday or Monday.
Yeah, it's Saturday, Monday.
It's not going to look good.
No, not at all, but that's why you play. You got to win 4.
Yep. And I was getting into something there. Oh, yeah. So, another thing that we had issues with last night was on my end when I'm putting in the sound effects for the live stream.
Oops.
I was messing up and hitting the wrong buttons, and so we're going to redo this tonight for another reason, and it's to make the show a little bit better.
Didn't you do tire rub?
I did tire rub for Gas and Go for tire rub. I mispronounced Elliott Sadler in the standings.
Yeah, you said I forgot what you said. It was pretty damn funny though. And we almost got into I don't know if the rant. Oh man, it was a good one too. So, but we're loaded up. We're ready to go.
Well, man, let's kick this thing off. Let's get it started. Let's dig right on into tire rub here. Let's go over some trucks and cup.
Make sure you hit the right button.
Yeah, here we go. All right, so we had the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series at Kansas this weekend. All series were in Kansas. And your winner, driver of the number 18, Safe Flight Toyota, Noah Gragson, his first win of 2018, swept all 3 stages, his second career win. He led 128 laps. Man, that's some dominance right there from the young fella.
It was. Truck was well put together, knows how to get around Kansas, and took him to the shed is what you like to say, and he did it. We were at a hospital on Friday visiting a friend of ours, and she had the truck race on up there, and we were watching it, just enjoying it. She's like, I've never been to a race, so we may take her to one of the races coming up here in August if she wants to go, but it's totally on her. But she was getting into the truck race, watching it, and then my pick, Brett Moffitt, comes down pit road, starts stage 3. Hey, there goes the battery. Woo! The curse of Ryan lives again, picking in the truck series.
And 2 weeks in a row, yours truly picks the truck race winner and takes the win between Ryan and AJ for our picks.
I had to let you win something. I mean, I know the Bruins are out right now, so I know I've made you worry about that.
See us rise, baby. It's the beautiful thing of Boston sports. You just get to fall right back on the next one.
Same with Detroit. Actually, speaking of Detroit sports, beginning of the year, Tony and I were like, the Tigers are not going to be good. They had a chance to take first place today, but they lost to the Indians. I think 6-0 was the final. But hey, young team, good manager. So we're following the Tigers now.
Yeah,
we gotta get on that bandwagon before they suck again.
It's like what's that, Waterboy? Oh no, we suck again.
We suck it. Oh no, we suck again. So I think I need to get on everybody's hot bandwagon here in the truck series. Is basically what I'm trying to get at. Moffitt ran good at the beginning of the year, had a bad battery issue, and that was that.
Well, Ryan, getting back into this truck race, Kyle Busch only led 1 lap. And I know we were talking about last night that he's kind of in the backup to the rest of the team's cars, like that low on the totem pole driver's seat there. And I gotta say, though, Noah Gragson winning, That's over Kyle Busch in a truck race is impressive.
That is Kyle. Oh yeah, and I don't think Kyle's going to let him go. Just like they're not letting Christopher Bell go, kind of like how they let William Byron go, Bubba Wallace go. So I think Kyle's going to keep this kid around. He's only 18 years old, I think, Gregson.
Yeah, he's
18 or 19.
He's young. I don't know his exact age, but he's young.
He's got a bright future, like you said, though.
For sure. This race turned. What? I gotta look at the year.
Is there an hour and something like that? It was quick. Yeah. 200 miler. That's all right. It happens.
So, it came down to Myatt Snyder had such an awesome truck, and I thought there was a point where I thought he could maybe stretch it out, maybe get a caution, keep him up there. Not to be, Bubba was up there at a certain point. I thought Austin Hill was up there, too, leading the race for a second. And Bubba was there.
Came down to the fuel mileage.
And Sauter, for somehow or another, stretched that truck to its limits.
Past its limits, it looked like.
Yeah. And I thought if we had got a caution, we were going to see Johnny Sauter just drive right through the field like he always does late in a race. We just never got that late caution. We didn't have any cautions, really.
No, minus a couple spins, and that was or the one spin, and then the stage breaks.
And for once, we had a debris caution, which is a rarity nowadays.
Wait till a couple weeks at MIS, you'll see a cowboy hat on there. Gotta throw that caution again.
We'll throw a freaking caution for that too.
Hey, you don't know if what that hat's got in it.
Oh, yeah.
Could be a switchblade in there or something.
Make the race more interesting.
Hey, it could be. We got tire issues. There goes the tire.
Which we've had a lack of. I mean, we really haven't had any races where tires were an issue. It's been a couple years now.
Yeah.
The last one I remember was Indianapolis, like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, every 10 laps they throw a caution or something like that.
Yeah, so they can change tires.
That was ridiculous. I am so glad I didn't have cable at that time to watch that race out of it. We were listening to it on the radio, and it was like, yep, caution, 10 laps. That you know what you do in that situation? You don't run the race.
Yeah, you bring back a better tire.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, your stage winners, like I was saying, Noah Gragson completely dominated this race, wins stage 1, 2, and 3. Out of your notable finishers, I'm skipping ahead again. Damn it.
Yeah.
Your top 5, Noah Gragson, Kyle Busch, Stuart Friesen. Great run for Stuart Friesen.
Yep, a week too late for him.
Yeah, the 1 week you don't pick him.
Yep, thank you, Todd.
we had John Hunter Nemechek and Johnny Sauter rounding out your top 5. You had your notable finishers. 8th place was Grant Enfinger. 10th place, Justin Haley. 15th place, Myatt Snyder, who we were speaking about earlier.
Yeah, when he ran out of gas.
Yeah. And it comes down to another point that we had touched on, Ryan. It's to a point now with the stage racing where you can kind of take a gamble in running your fuel longer than you need to, or longer than you really should. And it also plays at a point to with the stage breaks, we don't have as spread out as we used to. And the slow cars, we've had some races where up to 13th place was lapped.
Yeah.
And the worst thing that happens, you take a caution, you come down to the pits, fill it back up, and you're in 13th.
Yeah, exactly.
It's almost worth it to try to run yourself out every week.
And especially now, like if you win a stage, you get 10 points. If you say you win the first 2 stages, but yet you're close to fuel, you've got 20 points right there you've already accumulated before the checkered flag even flies. Oh, hi, Kitty.
So you're standing, yeah. Kitty joining the show?
No, he jumped on where I'm set up. I got my video game chair right in front of me to the side a little bit, and he just jumped up, scared the bejesus out of me.
Oh, there you go.
Hi, Kitty.
So your standings, your top 8 in the playoffs. Johnny Sauter, Noah Gragson, Grant Enfinger, Brett Moffitt. Hey, I mean, at least he's 4th in the standings, Ryan.
Running good. Minus a battery.
The battery is down in 65th place.
Mm-hmm.
We have Ben Rhodes, Matt Crafton, Stuart Friesen, and Justin Haley rounding out your standings. Your next race is this Saturday, 8:30 p.m. in Charlotte. And
Friday.
Did I say Saturday? I meant to say Friday.
Yeah. Saturday's the All-Star race.
So Patrick in our chat just said that Sauter might take it at Charlotte Friday.
Oh, good answer.
GMS always runs strong when they're in
Yes,
North
they
Carolina, man. It's that pro. They need to pick up Kaz Gralla. We'll get into that in a second.
Yes, they do.
But I think Sauter is a great pick for this weekend. Now, continuing on to the Monster Energy Kevin Harvick NASCAR Cup Series. What can I say, man? These episodes are just... It's starting to be on repeat. There's a reason why we named this Harvicking Part 5.
Oh, so we're done recording?
Yeah, right? We can just stop it right here, right?
Oh, man.
So Kevin Harvick wins back-to-back, wins the pole in his Busch Light Ford. Are you tired of Kevin Harvick winning yet?
After this week, no, I'm not actually, because who he passed, it was a Toyota, and most everybody listens to our show knows that I don't like Toyota. I don't mind Martin Truex, though. Martin Truex is a good guy, but that was a great race, though. Good finish. I love to see him the last lap pass. If it was a reversal, if Truex would have passed him, I'd have still been happy with it. Last lap pass, battling back and forth.
I really thought Truex was just going to dive bomb into the corner.
I thought he was, too. I thought he was going to put the bumper to him. Harvick's got nothing to lose. He's locked in the playoffs. He's your odds on to win the championship right now. I'm surprised Truex didn't try to take him out. I really am surprised about that.
You know, Truex only having one win on the season. You're surprised kind of he didn't make a bolder move there.
Yeah.
I get you're trying not to tear up equipment and ruin somebody else's day, but it's just hard racing. It's a battle for the lead on the last lap. If someone's got a problem with it, they can shove it, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Don't race too hard now, guys. Come on now. That's what we're doing now. Not racing hard. Which we'll dive into that here in a few minutes.
So I thought Ryan Truex was starting to run away from it a little bit. And then Kevin Harvick just came out of nowhere. That car was on like a rocket.
Truex said something about it during his interview that his car was tightening up on him, and like he was almost up by a second. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, oh, this is over. Truex has got this, and all of a sudden they're like, Harvick just knocked off a tenth of a knocked off some time there, and I'm like, oh, maybe Harvick's going to get him on the last lap. But sure as hell, going into turn one, got by him. Like you said, I thought Truex was going to slam the door there, dive bomb, but no, it was a good, clean race right there.
It was a clean race for the most part.
Until
we're talking about Kevin Harvick and Martin Truex Jr., let's not forget to mention that Kyle Larson had the best car. Had to start in the back after a spin on Friday in qualifying. Had to change his tires. He scraped the wall, but he had to change the tires because he flat spotted them. So, and Patrick just said, "Am I tired of Harvick winning?" Guy's a douche, in my opinion. So yeah, but it is what it is.
Oh, well, I think Patrick's favorite driver, if I'm not mistaken, is the 78 car.
It is. And honestly, Harvick's looking like he's kind of putting together that 2017 Truex run.
Yes, he is.
At the mile and a half, man, that number 4 Ford is just hard to beat. Really
I know they don't want to switch to the Mustang next year.
Yeah, right? Would you?
No, Stuart Haas has got something down. Penske's starting to get something down, too. Roush Fenway, it's another story for another day. So, but like I said, though, I mean, good hard racing. What's that?
You mean Matt Bain?
Yeah, that too. Yeah, Matt Bain, yeah. Oh, man, that was hard to watch if you're a Kenseth supporter out there. But, yeah, it was great to see him back in the car. But like you said, AJ, I thought Larson and Blaney each had great cars until that incident on track.
So, Larson, and I don't remember if the Bowman-Suarez crash was before
this. Yeah, it happened. Bowman-Suarez happened, and then they went down to pit road. A couple of guys stayed out on track. Blaney got a bad restart. Larson was up there. Larson fell back. Blaney, to me, was mad that he got a bad restart. They made contact, and the rest is history with those two.
Yeah, diving in real quick to that Bowman Suarez wreck. I mean, that was just, like you said last night to us, a spark show is all it was. There was contact made and just sparks flying. We had a restart there. Larson had to fall to the back because there was multiple drivers that took 2 tires and stayed out. And I believe Byron was the first off pit road with 2 tires, and he took a lick, and we'll get to that later. But the funniest thing to me was that in the broadcast last night, Saturday night, was, I believe it was Darrell Waltrip had turned around and said, boy, we're here in the 3rd stage. We haven't really had any cautions other than the stage breaks. We still have every car that entered this race still running. And like 2 laps later, catastrophe strikes.
Yep. One of the hardest hits I've seen in a while.
So we started off with the Suarez-Bowman wreck.
Yep.
We then go to Ryan Blaney aggressively side drafting like a buffoon. Running Kyle Larson all the way up to the wall. Ruins Blaney's day.
And
almost
Larson's.
Ruined Larson's. Well, it ruined Larson's week. And
yes.
The reason for that is when the wreck happened, when he got up in the wall, the window brace bracket broke. And he had the same rear window problems that everyone's been getting penalized for this season. But this is, I think, the first one we've had by contact.
Yep.
And they gave him an L1 penalty. So car chief is suspended, I believe, the next 4 races. He was docked 75 points.
Yep, and Chad Johnston, the crew chief, is suspended for 2 races.
So what I don't get here is this is the first one that is done by contact. And I know there's people who think, or have been saying, trying to post pictures that it was like that before, but I just haven't seen it yet.
I haven't either.
We have the first one that's done by contact, and we have almost the strictest penalty we've seen handed down for this type of manner. This type of situation.
And like you said, I've looked at photos. I don't see it. You see it after the wreck. This is what is driving me crazy right now. You got these guys out there racing hard. Contact happens. Damage happens to the cars. It happens. You don't hit the wall, and guess what? I'm driving away scot-free. It's not like in the game where you can turn off damage off. No, if you hit the wall or another car, you're going to get damaged. That happened then. I wish NASCAR would go back, deduct. I don't care if you give them the penalty, but deduct it a little bit. Instead of 2 races, go 1 race. But it's like, especially with that 5-minute clock or 6-minute clock now, that's why these guys are trying to get these cars together, get them out there. Now this happens right here to Kyle Larson. It's a shame. It's a damn shame.
It is, because it's not something that he did on purpose.
No.
It's not like he was trying to affect the car. And I don't understand how that window caving in, as far as it was, how that would even help the car. Second of all, if these new rules are put in place for the new way that these brackets mount to the windows, or to the frame of the body, how come NASCAR's not looking into this saying, well, that broke really easily, this is supposed to be a safety feature, it's not fastened right, every time these cars get a bump or take a hit somewhere, it's knocking off. Why are they not looking at that? And we had their Facebook warriors out in full effect yesterday on that whole Larson thing.
That's what he did.
I had told you through a text message, we need to start having like a Facebook comment section where we read the dumb comments.
Oh, that'd be fun as hell.
And people are like, oh, serves him right. It's about time something like this happens to, like a fan favorite. Where was all this outrage when it happened to Harvick? Or who else was it?
Chase.
Chase had it. Harvick had it. And I thought there was one more that had it. But regardless, I don't understand what these people are getting at, because I saw people complaining the entire time about it.
I did too.
I saw people who, were saying they were going to stop watching NASCAR because of what was going on before this week. So I just don't understand where people get off by saying, oh, well, no, it's a fan favorite, so everyone's mad about it. No, we're mad about it because this is something that was unavoidable.
Yeah, it happened on track with an instant contact with another car and a wall. And like I said, you hit a wall, you hit another car, guess what? You're going to end up with damage somewhere.
You know, if it's this easy and it makes some sort of advantage, and naturally you can't do it now. I was going to bring this up before we found out that Larson was penalized. It's almost like when the pit crews were kneeing the doors.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Provide, you know...
Yo, Kozlowski did that at Pocono, I thought it was.
Yeah, it was very boneheaded because it was so noticeable when they did it. But how come more guys don't, like, maybe rub the wall a little bit or tell the jack man, just make sure it drops a little bit harder than normal.
Yeah, exactly.
So, this also brings me into the whole rule change thing that we were bringing up, and how NASCAR, it'd be amazing for them to go through a full season with the same set of rules.
Yep.
It's just unheard of lately, nowadays. So I'm sure there's going to be some sort of rule that changes this. I already saw earlier today that they were planning on making that penalty bigger, more meaningful.
So if it happens on the track again, we're gonna take this and maximize the penalty to the fullest amount. What, 5 races for the crew chief?
Well, NASCAR's excuse of it is it's a feature that shouldn't come off no matter what. And it's a safety issue, and they want to... I don't know how it helps. I'm done trying to understand it.
There we go. Good answer. We're done trying to answer. Well, maybe you got your head on too tight. I don't know.
I don't know. So, so getting back to it, we had Blaney and Larson get together, and I thought Blaney... There's a point where you're side drafting, and then there's a point where you're being an ass.
Yep.
And Blaney crossed that line of being an ass. And I like Ryan Blaney. I've got nothing wrong with Ryan. I always cheer for him if I see him towards the front, as long as my driver's not in the lead. But you see people side draft each other, and they're side drafting hard, and it's racing, and you're going right at him, punch him in the face.
Of course.
Well, he forced him to only go one direction. And in a certain situation when you're battling for, I think it was 4th at the time.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You kind of have to lay off a little bit, especially with plenty of laps to go in the race. It was late in the race, but it was early to start racing like that. I think Blaney's fully at fault at that. What did Blaney say afterwards?
Blaney took full responsibility. Yeah, it was Jamie Little that interviewed him. They got these little cameras now. They can watch the replay. Blaney's like, I raced him too aggressively. If it was for the win, I should have done it. But it was, we stopped plenty of time. He's like, I wrecked 2 good race cars. He's like, my fault. I take full responsibility. And he owned up to it. I guess he's even since then, he's messaged Kyle about that, apologizing to him. And Kyle even said that, they even told, I think it was Jamie Little again who interviewed Larson, saying that he apologized and all that. And Larson kind of pretty much shrugged it off, pretty much what it sounded like.
Yeah, I think Larson kind of knows with the way he races. He already races so high up against the wall.
Oh, of course.
So I didn't really think about it before until just a couple seconds ago, but Larson kind of does it to himself in that kind of sense, because there is nowhere for him to go.
No, there's not.
When you run that Larson line.
And a lot of guys are doing it too.
Yeah, a lot of guys have started to do it. It's like a dirt racing line,
Well, Larson mainly loves that dirt stuff, so.
Do you remember the times when Dale Jr. used to run that high line?
Oh, yeah.
Everyone would say, oh, well, the bottom's the fastest way around, and you just see Earnhardt get those crazy runs off the high side.
Yep.
It was...
I think most of these guys now on the restart are taking the outside lane.
Yeah, because, you could come up from against the wall and dive deep into the corner and still hold speed.
Of course.
Off the restart. So, it's really more beneficial than a couple years ago when we weren't running a tire that had as much grip to it, that fell off a lot quicker. You had to actually save your tires. Now you can run as hard as you want, it seems, for 40, 50 laps, and there is no fall off.
Nope, not at all. Although lap times do go down a little bit, not drastically.
I mean, lap times are going to go way down if you're running on lap 35 compared to someone who just changed.
Yeah, exactly.
But we don't see these tires that are exploding as much anymore. We're not having as many of those cautions. I mean, sure, we have one a week on average, probably. But, I mean, there was times where we were having 3 or 4 blown tire cautions a weekend, or a Sunday.
Yeah, well, and then now it's like you said, only maybe once a race now, if that.
If that.
Goodyear's done their homework, so.
So, we already said Larson's car went to the R&D center, and that didn't turn out well.
Well, no, this car needs to look at the replay.
So then this race kind of turned into pit strategy after that. It was who took 2, who took 4, who stayed out. You had Truex, who I believe only took 2 tires, compared to Harvick's 4.
Yep.
And the weird thing was, Truex was pulling away.
Oh, yeah.
Against some of these guys who had 4.
Did you mention the big one?
I'm getting right to it right now.
All right.
Cautions breed cautions, as we hear every weekend.
Late, great Benny Parsons.
William Byron, man, gets a little squirrely coming off the corner. Comes right on up, hits Ryan Newman, takes the Earnhardt line right in. And by Earnhardt line, it was the same kind of angle on that fatal crash in 01. And he hit that wall so hard, it almost rolled the car.
Oh, yeah. I'm surprised there was no damage done to the wall, how hard he hit.
You see that wall flex?
Oh, yeah.
And then his car ends up on, I'll give you one guess.
Who does the car normally? Oh, that's right. Mr. Ryan Newman, Mr. Caterpillar.
The race car magnate himself, Ryan Newman, ends up with another car, second of the season, on top of his car. There's going to be a snap for that for him.
Dude, since sports gambling is legal now, we're going to bet how many times a car is going to end up on Ryan Newman's car.
In a season.
In a season, yeah. That'd be a good bet right there.
So, Byron, man, we talked a couple weeks ago when Jamie McMurray flipped, how you can kind of expect him to get out of the car and be all right.
Of course.
That one there with William Byron, the way he hit the wall, the way it rebounded off the wall, I really thought we were going to have something more like an Eric Almirola last season at Kansas.
I thought so too. And a lot of people are saying since when he got up in the air, because he came up in the air, and then that's when Newman's car was right there. Maybe if Newman's car wasn't there, maybe there might have been a little injury. I mean, he was definitely walking gingerly after he got out, but he went to the care center. They checked him out all right. He did the interview, and he said he was all right.
I feel like if Newman's car wasn't there, there's no way Byron doesn't flip.
No, not a chance in hell.
Because when you're already airborne, starting to move backwards wildly in the air, that wind picks up that car and sends it right over.
That it does. Unreal.
Is it Kansas or Kentucky that we kept having cars wrec into the fence at?
Kansas.
Was it Kansas where they kept getting up into the catch fence? I thought it might have been Kentucky. It had to have been Kentucky because it was the week after Austin Dillon goes into the fence.
Oh, yeah, it was the year I went down to Kentucky because I remember we saw the part of the fence that they had to replace. It was Ben Rose in the Truck Series. He got up and rode the fence along and then rode the safer barrier around and then hit the wall.
Sometimes that's a little bit more than the Larson line.
Yeah, be the Ben Rose line, we're going to call that. He went halfway down the front stretch, too, until he finally clipped the end of the fence.
Well, that hit, I kind of had to take a step back. I was laughing because Byron ended up on Newman, and I'm like, when is Newman going to catch a break? But then, you sit back and you think about it, Byron's lucky to walk away from that. It's good that we're able to kind of laugh it off now.
Oh, I'm sure he's laughing it off, too. Newman.
I don't think he's laughing it off.
I think Newman went fishing on Mother's Day after everything. I think he went fishing, so.
Didn't come back till sundown.
Nope, not at all. I don't blame him. Tired of these cars landing on me.
This wasn't it with the fireworks, Ryan.
No, not at all.
So we had Harvick take the lead after Larson had the dominant car, and it looked like Truex was going to pull it off. Cars crossed the finish line, and now we have two cars going after each other after the checkers have flown. Chase Elliott, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Chase Elliott being mad at Ricky Stenhouse for racing him hard, and this is going to be a night full of ranting for me.
Mm-hmm.
Because naturally, as you see the Napa stuff in the background and the hat, I'm a fan.
I don't see any Napa stuff.
And Larry Mack even went off on this.
I agree with Larry Mack 100%, but go ahead.
I'm paraphrasing here when I say it, but he said something along the lines of these two knuckleheads are mad at each other for racing hard. This is a race. This isn't golf. This isn't bowling. This isn't speed skating. This is
cricket.
This is a race. I don't care if you're racing for 12th, 1st, 32nd. I don't care. You're racing for position. You're racing to get the best finishing position possible. Why is racing hard such an issue where we need to be wrecking each other after the checkers have flown, after the belts are already loosened? I don't freaking get it.
I don't either. And like you said, Larry Mack hit it right on the head. You know how much damage or how much money those two bumping into each other could have cost for them race teams? It's just...
It's almost like, and I'm bringing up another Junior scenario. Remember when Junior had his hand out the window at Michigan and after the Busch race, and Edwards' door slammed him?
Yeah, I remember that.
Like, we could have another situation like that. What are these two bozos getting so worked up with each other? And by bozo, I mean, I'm mainly talking about Chase here because he's the one who initiated all this.
Yep.
He raced you hard. Get over it. Not everyone's going to give you room on that track. I get it. It's frustrating that you're in your third year. You don't have a win yet.
Yep.
You have all these second-place finishes. I get Hendricks going through struggles. But because a guy raced you hard, you're going to get pissed? Come on.
I don't get it. Like he said, why is it nobody wanted to win the race? And now all of a sudden this happens to him and he goes out and it's like, why are they racing me too hard? I don't get it. I thought the point of the race...
This isn't pottery.
Yeah. Oh, man, that'd be fun. Dude, we could do... next week's episode, we are going to talk some pottery with you.
He's sitting here with a little pedal. And
Ryan,
we're here to talk about race. How you doing?
Or we could do the... what's that? Do you remember they had the strings and you made shapes with them and all that? I sucked at doing that, but we could be doing something... No, there was like you had a piece of rope and you try to make like stars and shit out of it.
Oh yeah, cat's cradle.
Yeah, that would be it. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be doing that next weekend on the show, guys. While we're discussing the All-Star race.
2 weeks we'll have a fidget spinner.
I'll have a Rubik's cube here after Michigan. So.
In the next episode, we'll only ask questions to the Magic 8 Ball, and that's how we'll go through our show.
Oh, right. but before we get off topic, I see where Chase is mad. I see where Stenhouse is like, hey, I'm trying to get the best spot for my team, for my sponsor, which was Sunny Delight, which is a good beverage. But no, I just, it grinds my gears. It really does that they want to. After the checker flag, I like the fact that Stenhouse, they went to each other, they talked to each other afterwards. Leave it on pit road, not on the racetrack.
Yeah, I agree with you there because it just shows you're being a sore loser about it.
Exactly.
When someone raced you hard, go up to them after the race, do the whole arms flailing, and you can tell that they're angry with each other. Do that if you want to, but
do the Team
use
America
the car as a weapon here, especially for a 12th place finish. I think Stenhouse finished 11th and Chase finished 12th. It's not worth it there.
I tell you what, you know what I think it is? I think it's getting to Chase right now. Like you said, third year, hasn't won, been there a bunch of times. Hendrick car's not running good. I think it's getting into him. He's like, hey, when the hell am I going to win a race?
I mean, at least someone from Hendrick is showing something.
Yeah.
Some sort of their mind is in it. We haven't had it
That's
from
right.
Johnson. We barely had it from Bowman.
Yep.
Byron is nowhere to be found. You know what? Speaking of which, I just want to go through here real quick in the standings. Or not the standings, but the finishing results. Our highest finishing Hendrick car was Chase in 12th.
Yep.
We had Jimmy Johnson finish 19th, Alex Bowman 18th. And then William Byron wrecked. He finished in 33rd. It's not the Hendrick we're used to seeing.
No, I tell you what though, I think if Byron doesn't wreck, I think he has a decent finish. I think maybe a top 10 finish.
Oh, you know what we forgot to mention in that wreck, unfortunately taken out in that was Matt Kenseth driving the 6 car, which is probably the highest that 6 car has been running all season besides a restrictor plate track at the time.
Yeah.
But it also finished in the back. New driver, same result.
Yep. Oh, like we said before, even though I picked him in my dark horse, not gonna mention that. But no, we know why he's there. He's there to try to get the program better to where it was at with guys like him, Edwards, Martin, Jeff Burton. Back in the day where Roush was having 4 cars that were running in the top 15 every week. It hasn't been there. Minus Stenhouse winning last year twice at Talladega. I haven't seen anything from that team.
No. When was the last time that 6 car was relevant? I mean, you gotta go back to maybe when David Reagan was driving it.
Reagan had a couple wins in it, but there were restrictor plates.
Yeah, I mean, at least the 6 car was in victory lane then.
There's a car up there, Valvoline, Viagra, Folger, Stroh's Light, Mark Martin. That's the last time I think that 6 car was relevant.
And you know, this weekend, Matt Kenseth has the old throwback 6 on it.
Yes, he does. I've seen that. That looks like a pretty sweet car.
So, finishing up our little recap here that we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Your stage winners, Ryan Blaney, Kyle Larson, Kevin Harvick, 1, 2, and went race winner. Your top 5, Kevin Harvick, Martin Truex Jr., Joey Logano, Kyle Larson, Denny Hamlin. Out of your notable finishers, a 6th place finish for Paul Menard this week. Great to see that 21 up there.
Yes, it is.
9th place, Eric Almirola. Boy, that 10 car, it was something with the car, right?
Oh, yeah, it was so totally the car.
And speaking of David Reagan, finishing 13th was him. Another low-budget team that's good to see running in the top 15.
That it is.
Competitive. I mean, it's competitive nature, basically, for lack of a better term. We have some lower-budget teams that are running up there in the top 15 with some of the big boys. In a situation where we're only having, I think, 38 cars. Yeah, 38 cars this week qualified for the race. It's good to see.
Yes, it is.
Your standings, and let's hope I get this right.
Oh,
Kyle Busch, Joey Logano, Kevin Harvick, Brad Keselowski, Kurt Busch, Clinton Boyer, Denny Hamlin, Martin Truex Jr., Ryan Blaney, Kyle Larson, Eric Almirola, Jimmy Johnson, Eric Jones, Alex Bowman, Chase Elliott, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Round out your standings. I think I got it all there.
Where's Austin Dillon?
Oh, your Austin Dillon update.
Yep, weekly Austin Dillon update.
He has dropped.
I think he's outside top 20, isn't he?
Nope, he's actually moved up. He's in 17th now.
Oh, he's in 17th. Oh, man.
So,
he's right there.
We're going through the standings here, Ryan.
Yeah.
At this point, would you pick Kevin Harvick to win the championship? Will he win it this year?
I will pick him, yes. Will he win it? I don't think he will. I think there's something that's going to – a rule change, something's going to happen here in a couple weeks.
Yeah,
we know it's coming. We know it's coming. They've already made one rule change actually earlier this afternoon. I tell you right before we get online.
It's ironic that you and I were just talking about this last night.
Oh, man. Imagine what happens if the episode would have gone through.
Oh, my God.
But he's the odds-on favorite right now. If you're a betting man, you're going to Vegas. Yeah, why not throw $20 on him to win the title?
You know, I think it's going to be because earlier I said Kevin Harvick's on one of these Martin Truex Jr. runs from last year. I would see it be hard to not pick Kevin Harvick at this point in the season to win it. But you know that 78's coming.
Oh, yeah, of course. The 18 has been there.
I think this was like the first race in a couple weeks. Well, he finished bad last week because of that the drivetrain
Yep.
But these last 2 weeks have, I think, been his worst of the season. And this week he finished, what, 10th?
Yeah, 10th.
So that car's consistent every year.
Uh-huh.
But you also have other guys that are up there, like Joey Logano, and Brad Keselowski always comes on strong at the end of the season.
He's getting ready to break out a win streak, I think.
And normally you have like a wild card in there in the championship four, like you wouldn't have expected to see.
Like Newman last year winning Phoenix.
Exactly. So, that being said, next race is a non-points race, Saturday, the All-Star race. That starts at, I believe, 8:30 p.m. or 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern on Fox.
Fox Sports 1.
Fox Sports 1.
They have the, what's it called? The race to get in is, I think it's 6, but that's also at FS1, and then pre-race, and then I think 8:30 or so is the All-Star race itself, both on FS1.
Correct. So, the next point race is in 2 weeks, the Coca-Cola 600, the best weekend of the racing season. It's
Yep.
Memorial Day weekend, starts at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern on Fox. Day full of racing. It's almost here.
We'll do I think we should do because we'll talk over the All-Star race, everything like that, but we should do a extravaganza of the F1 to the Indy 500, which is always a good show. And then the Coke 600.
Yep. So,
Might
during
as
this
well.
race, Ryan, I got another rant.
Yeah, oh boy, here we go. Uh-oh, here we go.
Why is it when we have a battle for the lead, Kyle Larson in the middle of turns 1 and 2, passing Kevin Harvick, in the middle of the pass, they are door to door. Why are we switching off that camera angle and going to a battle for 15th?
You have to talk to the producers on Fox on that.
I'm getting so tired of crap like that happening on Fox this season.
Mm-hmm.
Because you had the best battle on the track that you've had all night.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And when you have casual fans watching the race, you're kind of trying to keep them to watch and show them the impressive battles. And instead, we're going to show you a meaningless battle for 15th at this point in the race. Oh, lovely. Hey, let's show you a replay of what happened for the pass for the lead. Oh, you mean the pass for the lead that I missed? Now Kyle Larson is half a second in front of Kevin Harvick because we missed it because we're showing Matt Kenseth and Bubba Wallace. I don't know who it was.
Yeah.
But battling for 15th? Come on.
Here's my thing, too. It was funny, too, because Jeff Gordon said that we got a battle for the lead, and then all of a sudden here comes Mike Joy. Oh, we got 15th going on right here. You have a battle for the lead. I understand you want fans for all the drivers, not just the popular like the Chase, Johnson, Kyle, Truex, Harvick right now. It seems to me that Fox is diagnosed to only cover certain drivers, not all the drivers. I've noticed that last couple of years, like when they switch over to NBC, it's like NBC, like Chase, they were talking about Chase Elliott rookie year nonstop on Fox. NBC started, they mentioned him a couple times here or there. When he was running good, they mentioned him. But NBC goes over everybody.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
I'm so frustrated at this point. I went through a more in-depth rant last night, but I'm just going to hit a little part of it there.
Nothing wrong with that.
It's just frustrating, man.
It is.
NBC can't come back quick enough.
Well, battle for the lead up. Well, hey, there's a guy. He's running last right now. Jim, we gotta go take a look at that.
Here we are, 3 laps to go. Battle for the lead. Kyle Busch overtaking Brad Keselowski. Let's just throw it out there. And would you look at this? Back here in 20th, we have Paul Menard passing Ryan Newman.
All right.
Like, I don't know. In a tire rub, Ryan. We got some.
Yeah, we do.
Left side. Pull this left rear fender out, left side.
So we're actually getting the sound bites right tonight, which is nice.
That's a start.
Your first bit of news this week is the NASCAR Next program for 2018 was announced. Ryan, if you want to go ahead and go over the description for what the program is, and then I'll say the names of who's in it this year.
Basically, NASCAR Next program, young talent. I saw a picture of it yesterday. It had, I got to remember who they were. It was Bubba, Chase, Blaney, Suarez, Larson from like 2007, 8, somewhere around there. May have been earlier than that, but young kids starting them up in racing. Great program. AJ, let's hear who we got in this list. I know there's a couple people I got my eye out on, and when you say them, I will let you know who they are.
So a bunch of these drivers are actually, I believe, in the ARCA series right now. A good portion of them. Some of them are K&N and all that. Going through the list, Anthony Alfredo, Haley Deegan, Riley Herbst, Derek Kraus, Chase Purdy, Will Rogers, Zane Smith, Tanner Thorson, and Brian Vargas. Congratulations to all of them.
Yep, there are 3 people in that list. Deegan, Purdy, and Thorson. 3 people to watch.
Yeah, those are honestly the 3 names that I hear the most of. And
Purdy and Thorson.
A lot by
Monster.
By Monster. So she's obviously got sponsorship behind her. She could be a really big name here in the future.
Well, I think her dad, Ryan Deegan, does the sports car series, a couple other series. Monster's a sponsor. Hey, if she can get in the car and race, hey, there's your sponsor.
Yeah, it's good to see. It's good to see promoting the younger drivers. So it gives fans who are just now getting into the sport someone to say, oh, you know what? I'm going to keep my eye on this person, see how they do, and coming up through the ranks. And if they make it up here, hey, that's going to be my driver. So
exactly. And Chase Purdy, I have a hard time announcing his name. He drives the 8 car, and I'm like, ooh, 8, all right.
All right.
But
Purdy was in the Truck Series or the Xfinity Series at one point.
I don't know if he was in that. I know he's run a lot of ARCA starts, and he's run pretty good. So,
well, congratulations to all of them.
I just can't wait to see him up in the next level.
We have a new face in a different place, or a new face in a new place.
New face in a new place.
Connor Daly, the IndyCar driver, is going to run the Xfinity race at Road America for Roush Fenway Racing in the number 6.
That'd be fun to see. You had a rant a couple weeks ago about a certain individual. We won't name that person's name, Danica.
Not worth mentioning anyway.
No. And to see what they can do in NASCAR, we've had a couple of them. Why not see what Connor Daly can do? The kid can drive a hell of an Indy car. Come up and drive a stock car. See what you got.
They're on a road course, so it's
right up. Exactly.
So it's kind of like you're bringing your own road ringer in.
Yeah.
So
kind of like when Penske brings in Max Pappas.
Yeah, or Boris said.
Yeah, or Boris. Yeah, good old Boris. No. It's funny.
I got you on that one.
Yeah, you did.
We have a familiar face in a new place. Parker Kligerman is in a Coke 600 ride for Gaunt Brothers Racing. Cool to see. It's a low-budget team. See Parker in a car before NBC takes it over. That's pretty cool.
I love when Parker gets behind the wheel of a truck. He does his Facebook Lives. Awesome guy. Answers my questions a lot. I'd love to see him back in the car. Kind of wish he'd get, like you said, it's an under-budget team. See what happens. Get in the car. Who knows? It's a big-name team. Maybe, who knows? Somebody may get hurt, fired.
You never know.
Yeah, exactly. That's why a lot of these guys take these underfunded rides. Like, they don't have, like, Landon Castle. He's in the 00 now. Who knows? I've always wanted Stuart Haas to sign him. I don't know why they haven't done it yet. But no, like I said, it's cool to see Parker back in the car.
That it is. Moving on, we have... I'll let you say this one because you brought it to my attention before we started. We have breaking news. Hold on a second. Let me get that right in.
Yeah.
Ryan, what is our breaking news?
All right. As I'm surfing through Facebook when I got home from T-ball practice, A significant change in NASCAR will allow teams to take the green flag. Cup teams no longer required to start races on qualifying tires, which means 1 through 37 to 40 now are going to be all on brand spanking new tires. And it's about time. Like we said, Larson got up through that field Saturday night at Kansas just like that, a snap of the finger, because all these other guys that qualified are on 5, 6, 7 lap old tires. It shows it makes a difference. I'm glad they finally did it. It's starting this weekend, I do believe, at the All-Star race.
You know, we were talking about how NASCAR keeps changing rules and all that midway through the season, but I'm
happy.
This. I like this.
I am
And
too.
there's one driver that comes to mind when I hear about this. How many times this year has Jimmy Johnson taken 1 to no laps?
Yeah, exactly.
And then flies through the field. Not flies through the field. It gets up to 50 and stalls out.
Yep.
This is perfect because now it takes all of these people who think, I'll run 1 lap, or we ain't going to get too tech. We'll start on new tires. We'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly.
It gives a level playing field to everybody. And now you actually need to qualify. Wham. What do you have to do now?
Yep, and it's going to get all these teams through tech inspection that much quicker, get their cars ready to go for qualifying. I am, like you just said, we are tired of rule changes every year, but this one, thumbs up. Actually, 2 thumbs up.
Yep, I think it's going to be good.
What about the one you messaged me last night? I'll let you take this one. This is
Yeah, this came as a shock to me because I'm strolling through Twitter last night during the Celtic Cavalier game after we had got off, and Kaz Gralla puts on Twitter a long. I'm going to kind of sum it up. Basically, he put a long response to some recent rumors of him being out of a ride, and it's true. He said that he's out of a ride. JGL Racing is the team name. They're a Ford Mustang in the Xfinity Series.
Mm-hmm.
They have terminated his contract. And he was supposed to be signed for a full-time ride in 2018. And my response to it earlier was, they kept talking about on their Twitter page, and this is JGL, how they have exciting news, and they've been broadcasting this for the last couple days. And they brought out a tweet that said, and I'm quoting this one, "Our exciting news has nothing to do with comments made tonight. We will comment on that specific issue in a professional manner tomorrow with a formal release." I go, so I'm hoping your exciting news is an explanation as to why you just terminated Kaz Gralla's contract. Because he's got better finishes than the other, I forget who the other one is there. I believe is it the Zero car, or is it Dylan Lupton?
It might be Lumpton, yeah.
It's Lupton who hasn't had a top 10 finish all season, where Kaz has 1 or 2.
Yeah, and Kaz has been running good too.
And Kaz has kind of got a fan base around him.
It's cool name.
Following that Daytona truck win last year, he got a following to him. Why would you terminate this? And my one thing that I want to see happen is I want him to turn around, go to GMS Racing, and drive for Spencer Gallagher.
Oh, hell yeah.
I think that's where he belongs. That's the team he's kind of come up with.
Oh, exactly.
So, you saw me move my headphone right there. I saw that my satellite went out. I was wondering if it was raining or not.
Oh, you got good old satellite TV. Yeah, boy.
Yep. So, I hope Kaz takes over for Spencer in the 23 car and just shoves it to JGL Racing.
Oh, that'd be great.
Because JGL as it is an under-budget team, and they have someone with a fan base around them in that ride.
And then you're going to get rid of them?
Makes no sense. No sense at all.
I mean, maybe the reason why they did, like you said, it was only a 1-year deal. Maybe that is why they did it. I don't know. I don't like it. If you're going to sign a guy, if you're an under-budget team, but yet you want 2 teams.
Hey, Ryan, by the way, I just,
while
you were talking, I pulled up JGL's Twitter. You know how they said that they were going to make comments today about it?
Yeah.
Yeah, 23 hours since that tweet, nothing posted.
Nothing yet.
So, that irritated me earlier.
Oh, yeah, but I just don't get it. I mean, let Kaz Gralla ride out his contract, and at the end of the year, do something about it.
Yep. I hope he gets a better ride than what he was in anyway, so.
Maybe Penske will pick him up.
Hopefully. One could hope.
Why not? Why not Penske pick him up? Get rid of these Cup guys in there. I mean, they already got Austin Cindric in the 22, who's been riding great. Have Grell in the 12 car.
I agreed. I don't disagree with that at all. But I believe that does it for our news this week, Ryan.
Yeah. Or a Junior Motorsports car.
Yeah. Well, people are saying put them in the 5 car, but I don't think people understand how much money Annette brings to
Yeah, exactly.
Because of the family relations to pilot and flying J.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
So, Ryan, let's get into some social media. Let's keep this thing rolling here. All right, we are up to 494 downloads on iTunes, Podbean, and Stitcher. We're close to the 500 mark.
Yes, we are.
We are at 184 followers on Twitter. We are close, very close to the 200 follower giveaway. We have 58 likes on Facebook and up to 19 subscribers on YouTube. We have a new follower this week, Eddie Greer, at Eddie_EG3. He's the host of the EG3 Show and NASCAR and Racing Podcast. Our podcast shoutouts this week include Lap Traffic Podcast, PETM Podcast, the My Opinion Therefore Fact Podcast, the All Turns No Breaks Podcast, the Bump and Run Podcast, Right Size Only Radio, Incredicast, NASCAR Opinion, the Final Lap Weekly, the Motor Mouse Podcast, and we're going to add to our our podcast circle, the EG3 Show. Some places you can find us on Podbean, iTunes, Stitcher, and YouTube by searching the Loose Lugs Podcast. Hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, always know when we upload a new show or go live on YouTube. Twitter, we are at Lugs Podcast. Yeah, it's live. You can tweet us about the show using the hashtag LugsPod. And on Facebook, if you search in the Loose Lugs Podcast, you'll find our page. Give us a thumbs up, and we would greatly appreciate it. Our personals, myself is Grey Goose F150 on Twitter, and Ryan.
Rancola 88.
And that does it for our social media this week, and I believe that would be in record time.
Speaking of which, did you see who PTM has on their show coming up? They have the Jeff Gluck on their show in a couple of days.
Traffic just had him on yesterday.
Yeah, and then PR, the other ones, I got them on today. Today or tomorrow, I think it was.
Tomorrow they go live.
Yeah, tomorrow they go live, and I think Gluck's going to be on there too.
Yep, there's the rain.
All right. Raining in Florida, honey.
So,
but yeah, it's pretty cool.
Ryan, we are at that point in the show where you get to do your famous rant. Take it away, sir.
We touched upon this earlier, and about the whole Kyle Larson thing. Please go back, look at the video. Obviously, the damage happened when Blaney and Larson made contact. To suspend the crew chief for 2 races, I do believe one of the races is the All-Star race, if I'm not mistaken. Please look at the video. Make it fair for everybody. I understand they want to do that, but still, come on, guys. Also, with this new tire change, I am extremely happy they did this. This helps. It's an even playing field for everybody. That's what they want. Even playing field for everyone. With the pit guns, with the tires. Thank you. Keep it up.
Yeah. I don't like many rule changes throughout the year. I wish we would keep it to where we only have one set of rules. We go by the rule book for the entire season.
Yep.
And like you were saying to me last night, it'd be nice if we could go through 2. I think 1 is an accomplishment at this point.
Man, if we go through 2 seasons back to back, I would get Hair Club for Men to grow my hair.
Just for men. Just for men.
I got the wife over here laughing her ass off right now because of that. She likes me with the shaved head though, so I don't know. I'll do something crazy on the podcast, especially on a live show, if they don't change the rules next year.
We're gonna do like a viewer vote. What Ryan's punishment is if they keep the same rules for 2 years or 1 year is what we're gonna do.
And I do hate seafood.
Shrimp it is.
I like shrimp. Other seafood.
Crab it is.
Okay, I'll do that.
You suck because you say you don't like seafood, and then you're like, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
I eat that.
Well, Well, those are the two things I've had: crab and shrimp. So
you're gonna get lobster.
It tastes like rubber. Oh, clams. Oh.
Yeah, there it is. Clams and mussels.
Clams and... Honey, do you like clams and mussels? Oh, Sarah's even shaking her head now. Uh-oh. But no, like I said, like we said, I just keep the rules the same. I understand they tweak a couple of the rules. That's fine, but like you said,
have a base of rules that stay the same.
Yeah, exactly. Like this tire, like we said, we're both ecstatic for it. I'm more than ecstatic about it. Most guys now are going to be like, hey, we'll go out there and qualify now. And your eyes are on TV.
I'm listening to you, though.
I know you are. But yeah, that's it, though. I mean.
So, is that it for the rant?
Yeah, oh yeah. Do you have a rant, AJ?
I think I got all mine out.
All right.
What caught my eye was this, the Vegas intro on the ice.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
So, it kind of caught my eye, and I looked up at it, so.
That's been a really good series to watch, too. I mean.
Vegas in 7.
Jets in 6.
Ooh. Well,
yep.
Before we start getting into, like, a fist fight on stream.
Time to get Canada in the finals.
Let's get into the white flag.
Oh.
Tight, keep working the Bears. In line with you, coming to the white. Only 2.
All right, so this weekend we are in Charlotte for the next 2 weekends, actually. Kicking things off this weekend will be on Friday night. We have the Camping World Truck Series. All series in the next 2 weeks are in Charlotte. The trucks are running this weekend. Xfinity Series is running next weekend. So in the Truck Series, Ryan, who are you picking?
The 88 of Matt Crafton.
And I'm going to go with the number 4 of Todd Gilliland. Going to change it up a little bit.
There you go.
And now, let's get into an all-star race preview.
Ooh.
So, just want to go over real quickly. Open race coverage kicks off at 6 p.m. Eastern on FS1. We have the all-star race coverage that kicks off at 8 p.m. Eastern on FS1. The format for the all-star race itself is going to be 4 stages, 30 laps, 20 laps, 20 laps, and 10 laps. Only green flag laps will be counted in the final stage. NASCAR overtime will be in play for all stages. I like that.
I do too.
There will be no mandatory pit stop this year. Or pit strategy, I should say. The Monster Energy Open is 3 stages of 20, 20, and 10 laps. Each stage winner will advance to the evening's main event.
That's what I like the best right there. Each stage winner advances, plus the fan vote, which is going to be awesome.
Yeah, yep. The All-Star race will consist of 21 cars, the 17 eligible drivers, and the winner of each stage in the Monster Energy Open and the fan vote winner, like you just said. All 17 eligible drivers are entered for the All-Star race, and those include Jamie McMurray, Brad Keselowski, Austin Dillon, Kevin Harvick, Matt Kenseth, Denny Hamlin, Ryan Blaney, Clint Boyer, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Kyle Busch, Joey Logano, Ryan Newman, Kurt Busch, Kyle Larson, Jimmy Johnson, Martin Truex Jr., and Casey Kane. Boy, that is a mouthful.
It is. Wait till you say the Open and who's in there.
Here we go. For the Open, 21 teams are listed, including Landon Castle, Chase Elliott, Eric Almirola, Ty Dillon, Ross Chastain, Daniel Suarez, Eric Jones, Paul Menard, Greg Gaulding, William Byron, Matt DiBenedetto, Michael McDowell, Chris Buescher, David Reagan, Bubba Wallace, AJ Allmendinger, Harrison Rhodes, Reed Sorensen, Timmy Hill, Corey LaJoie, and take a deep breath, Alex Bowman.
Whew.
Ryan.
You got through it, AJ.
Ryan.
Yo.
Who are you taking for the 3 stages in the Open?
3 stages? All right. I did it last night. That we've had our technical difficulties. I looked at the list and I seen what the cars are in here right now. I'm going to go with stage 1. This car's been on fire this year. Still hasn't won yet, but I'm going to go with the 10 of Eric Almirola to win stage 1. Stage number 2, just because I'm cheering for him and he's my driver now. Hopefully the 24 William Byron gets it done. Then the last stage, winning it, Alex Bowman in the 88, and your fan vote will be Bubba Wallace.
All right.
And no disrespect to Matt DiBenedetto, who has been campaigning like no other. Awesome job doing what he's doing. If I had my vote, if I could vote another guy in, it would be him.
All right. And who are you going for the All-Star race? Let's just get it all done in one swing.
The All-Star race, I'm taking the 78.
All right.
They start to hit their stride here.
All right. Good pick. Good pick.
Yep.
All right. So, on my end, on the open, taking a homer pick.
Okay.
Chase Elliott.
Okay.
Taking the 20 of Eric Jones. And the 21 of Paul Menard.
Oh, all right.
For my fan vote, I'm taking Bubba Wallace.
So we got the Bubba pick.
And for the All-Star race, I'm taking Kyle Busch.
Okay.
I think that's really the All-Star race itself. Kyle seems to always find himself up front there, and Charlotte is a track where he doesn't have a points win at, but he has All-Star race wins at. So I'm going to take him here. Honestly, though, it's hard to pick between him and Kevin Harvick.
Yeah,
Because Harvick's won a couple of these things. He's on a hot streak. I think they're going to dominate. I think that's going to be my pick next week to go 600.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm excited. The All-Star race is always fun to watch. I wish they'd move locations of it around a little bit, but
Eldora,
like you said, I told you yesterday I'd be there for it.
Oh, hell yeah. Now, AJ.
Sir.
So we got the All-Star race this weekend. They are running a restrictor plate at 1.5 miles. Your thoughts, 1. 2, if it works, do you see them doing it during the regular season at other 1.5 mile tracks?
I'm excited for it.
Okay.
It's going to keep the cars more together and less spread out.
So basically you're saying the leader's not going to pull away by 4 or 5 seconds.
Exactly. And I think that if it works here, they'll implement it at other tracks.
I'm excited for it. I'm interested in see how it goes. And if it does work, I think you'll see it in the playoffs this year.
That would be interesting. I don't know if they do. Wait, who am I kidding?
It's NASCAR, AJ.
Who am I kidding?
Like I said, if it works, why not? How many 1.5 miles are in the playoffs?
Too many.
Well, okay. I would say, 16 races? I would say at least 10 of them are 1.5 miles.
Yeah. At least 10 of them are 1.5 miles?
Yep, at least. Because you got the Roval.
Only 10 races in the chase, right?
I thought there was 16. Yeah, my fault. Well, there's at least...
There's at least 6.
Yeah, there's at least... Because you got, Chicago? Or no, Chicago's not in it now because they switched that.
There's way too many in there. We need more tracks. I wouldn't mind making Talladega the elimination race again.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
It makes it a more entertaining plate race.
And it's funny, too, how they got Indy being the last race to get into the chase.
Which is a crapshoot.
I'm still baffled why NASCAR still goes there.
Yeah.
I really am.
But, I mean, it's a historic track, so...
It is.
I get it. If they do that whole restricted plate thing and make the race more interesting.
Like they did for the Xfinity cars last year. I thought that was an entertaining race.
Correct.
But like I said, it's I know they want Indy to mean something. That's why they did it.
Well, Ryan?
It's about that time, isn't it?
It's about that time we say goodbye.
Yes. Hey, we did it.
I think we actually got through this one. Periodically, I've been checking my phone to make sure we're still live.
Yes, we did. How about that?
So we made it through this one. That's it. I think we're going to sign off. Ryan, what you got?
Real quickly, I do believe if I looked at the calendar, I think I got 4 or 5 Sundays left to June 10th. MIS will be out there counting down the days. getting the sidecast set aside for the new purchases I'll be making. Of course, I gotta get the wife something too, though. I mean, she got to get a new Jimmy shirt, I think. She's giving me that look. She's like, "You better buy me something." Love you, honey. But no, like I said, I think it's about 5 Sundays left till we're out at MIS partying up with everybody, enjoying the Firekeepers Casino 400. But everybody, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, well, have fun with that.
I will.
Like
yes, it does. Everybody, hope everybody has a great weekend. Everybody enjoy the All-Star race. We will see you at the track.
Special thanks to Patrick, Tony, everyone who's joined us these last couple days, everyone tuning in, even if you didn't say hello. Everybody have fun with the All-Star race this weekend. It's going to be a good one.
Duh.
Wonder why I can't feel relief with being battered down. Find something to believe in and never give